Hey, so how was class today?
It was good. We we would talk about today. We went over tests that I got an 88 on. I was very happy. We talked about two of the sections that were also in chapter 7, which was what the test was about. So matrices and solving linear equations using matrices. And so chapter 7, well, section 7.6 and 7.7 were continuing with the matrices, but basically describing the inverse of each matrix and how to multiply them together using the inverse. Alright, so 7.7 is about the determinant of a square matrix, and 7.6 is about the inverse of a square matrix. So that's essentially what we talked about. Both are relatively easy. Not really much to it. Very easy to learn.
Did you guys go over the testing class?
We did. We went over the test. Not too many questions, but just a few. Like I said, I got an 88 on it, so I'm very happy. I could have landed at least a 90 on it. Had I showed a little bit more work on a few questions. But either way, I got a really high grade, so I'm happy about that. And then we talked about chapter 9. This is a hard one. Chapter 9 is on topics of analytical geometry. Yes, it is actually as difficult as it sounds. It's basically trying to find equations of circles, parabolas, hyperbolas, and I'm trying to find a tangent of a line, the radius of a circle. Like, you have to know all that before even going in. Now, this may sound really difficult, really scary. It did for me too when I first heard about it. I was like, oh my god, geometry and equations of circles. I've never had any luck with that, so I'm a little nervous. But if you, from college algebra, if you remember learning the equation to find the radius of a circle, the equation of a circle in general, you need equations of many of these geometrical shapes of the parabolas, hyperbolas, circles, ellipses, then you should have no problem. If you don't, I suggest brushing up on it before you really get into it, because it'll greatly help you out. Some teachers allow you to use cheat sheets during the test, but they will not let you use them on the final. So it's very suggestive that you learn all the formulas with the chapter. The equation of a circle really isn't that hard. You search for the focus point, you locate the radius, and all the points should come together after that. But then we learn about base conics, which are like a conic section is the intersection of a plane and a double napped cone.
So what's coming up for you over the next week with this class? Between now and next Wednesday.
Well, studying chapters 9.3, 9.4, and 9.3 goes into the hyperbolas and the rotation of conics, which looks pretty difficult, but I'm sure it can be slightly easy if I know how to plug it into my calculator. And then we got 9.4, which is the parametric of equations. So we're going to study these next two chapters for the following week. And then the very last week of school, which is the week of June 18th, will be one day our very last test, and the next day will be our final. Got a lot ahead of me.